Hi, Sharks. This is Mrs. Imparato, and I am excited to read to you today. I'll be reading The Lobster Lady. And something so special about this book is that it tells the story of a real person. It's about Virginia Oliver, the oldest person lobstering in the state of Maine and maybe even in the world. In this book, she is 102 years old, but since the book was published, she celebrated a birthday, and now she is 103 years old. Amazing. So climb aboard the boat and enjoy the story. The Lobster Lady, written by Alexandra S.D. Hinrichs, illustrated by Jamie Hogan.
The lobster lady wakes while the world still sleeps. Out the window, through the darkness, and across the yard, she can just make out the house where she was born 102 years ago. She plates the chocolate donuts, baked the night before, and her son Max prepares coffee, milky and sweet, just the way she likes it. After breakfast, she applies her lipstick. The lobster lady is ready. Her boat and the sea await. Morning, Virginia. Morning, Max. A lobsterman greets them. They smile in turn. On board, they don oil slicks and boots and head to the co-op. Hello, Ginny, men holler from the dock. Virginia's eyes twinkle as she waves. Once she and Max have filled their boat with gas and bait, they turn toward the rising sun. The motor whirs as Virginia puts slippery silver pogies into salt-roughened bait bags. When they reach their first buoy, Max hauls in the traps. Let's see what we've got! Gulls cry as the metal clangs. They're hoping for a good catch, too. Virginia reaches inside the trap and, careful, pulls out the first lobster. It scurries onto the table, raising its claws for battle. Then, careful, Virginia measures the lobster. No good, she announces and tosses the too small crustacean into the sea. She finds eggs on the next one, so it goes back too. The third one measures out. She finds no eggs or marks. Careful. She bands the claws, then places it in the tank. Lobster after lobster, trap after trap, Virginia and Max work. They know the rhythms of the job so well that they don't talk much, letting the quiet loudness of the ocean and the boat wash over them. Virginia finds a lone crab and sets it aside for her daughter's husband, thinking of his favorite meal. Before she can band it, though, it bites her with its strong claw. She drops it into a bucket, and Max steers the boat to the shore. They need a doctor. The crab got her good. 7 stitches later, the doctor looks up at Virginia. He takes in her lipstick, earrings, and gray curls. What were you doing out there, anyway? He chides. Virginia pauses. She remembers. The island. The smell of sawdust, the roar of bellows, the chatter in the store, and the salt water drops on her tongue. There was always a job for everyone, even her. She remembers the way her family flowed together and apart, the summer Saturdays crossing the bar, cooking bean suppers. The music and clapping and call of the dance hall, and her mother trying to catch her for bed. Leaving the island and her parents behind to live in the mainland house full of aunts and her grandfather during the long school months. Diving into book after book, feeling awash in the missing, the trips to the post office, built with the island granite that she had inside her, too. Virginia remembers the thrill of being in charge, deciding to celebrate the start of summer and her island return with too many chocolate straws and bottles of moxie that churned in her stomach like the stormy seas. Learning to pilot the boat on an ocean full of boats full of boys, and the way the fishermen listened when she called them to work each morning, hauling in her own lobster traps. She remembers learning loss. She remembers learning love, and love and love and love and love. She remembers the years trying to find the just right job, the nights in the sardine factory, snipping heads and tails that ruined her taste for herring. The years in the printing press office, doing whatever they needed her to do, and the day her lobsterman came home to find her hanging laundry on the line. "I thought you went to work," he said. "I did," she replied. "I quit. I want to go with you." And the very next day she did, returning to the sea on the boat named for her. Now Virginia glares at the doctor. What was she doing out there? "I wanted to go," she answers him. "So I did." And back at home, Max tells their friends and family about the doctor's comment. One friend says, "You're something of a pioneer, aren't you, Ginny?" "I'm me," Virginia responds, a glimmer of island granite in her eye. They laugh together into the night, but not too late. The next morning, the lobster lady wakes while the world still sleeps. Her boat and the sea await.
The end. I hope you enjoyed this story. Thanks for listening.